All right, we are live and in living color. Welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling, where we interview special guests each and every week from different walks of life in the reselling world. Here we'll discuss the highs and lows in reselling and dive into great conversation. And we are positive that you're going to learn something that's going to help you become a better reseller. I'm your host, Ray, and I'm not joined by my co-host, Dustin. He had to do something today, but guys, we have an amazing show planned for you today. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Again, if you haven't already subscribed to the Nashville Flippers and This Week in Reselling, make sure you do that. Subscribe on everywhere you listen to podcasts. But guys, we have today someone that is new, I would say newer to the reselling community. So we wanted to, highlight this this so-called content creator / reseller, and that's our good friend Joey, aka Card Sale University. How are you doing today, Joey?
How's it going? I'm doing really good today.
Yeah?
Yeah, having a good day.
Hey, it's been 30 years since I've seen an actual phone on any kind of wall. So behind you, I see a phone. Is that an operating phone?
No, it's a garage sale phone.
It's just a decoration phone.
Piece from a garage sale. Something I had to keep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever used a phone, Joey?
Yes, a dial-up phone I had when I was younger. I was
okay. So Joey, for the people who may not know you, I know that if you haven't followed Joey, Garage Sale University on Instagram, he's got amazing reels. You know, the what would you call them? Like the talking head with
like eBay
the
tips.
with the word. Yeah.
Classic, just classic reel format right now.
Yeah. I like it. So Joey, for the people that may not know you, give us a little brief introduction on yourself, how you got started reselling, and then from there, like the transition into making reselling content.
All right, so to give you guys a quick introduction, first off, I just want to give you guys a quick warning. I'm like really nervous to talk on camera, but I mean, I hope I do well today. Show you guys kind of what I got into. So jumping back now, it was around 5 years ago when I started reselling. This was about the time when I was still in high school and I was just broke and I wanted to figure out any really way I can make money online. You know, whether it's just drop shipping, trying to sell like FBA on eBay or on Amazon. I was just looking up all different ways you can make money, but like anyone else out there at the time when I was still in high school, nothing really worked. This was still like when I was like probably watching like 5 or 6 hours of reels a day. And this time Gary Vee was like super popular and super controversial. So I was going across Gary Vee's content and saw all these like trash talk videos. And at the time, my dad actually was collecting baseball cards and he was doing baseball card shows and stuff like that. So I was kind of already, knowledgeable about the world of reselling. But the thing is, I never realized like the kind of profit my father was making at the time. And like, I always knew he really enjoyed collecting baseball cards and selling baseball cards, but I just thought that was something like a hobby of his and not something I could actually take seriously. But I mean, at that time when I saw Gary Vee's video and knowing that my dad actually did this, it kind of clicked in my head. And I was like, wait, garage sales and something like that is like, kind of sounds really cool to me. So I think it was that same weekend I found a garage sale on estatesales.net. But at the time, I mean, I didn't know much. And this was like the third day that the sale was going on. So as you know, if you're a reseller, you got to get to the garage sale on the first day. But lucky enough, I got to this garage sale and I don't know whether or not that the homeowner felt bad for me or it was just my lucky day, I guess. But I found a bunch of gun books. This was like probably early 2000s, super high end gun books, super random. But I mean, it like just literally appeared in my hands. The guy was like, I know these sell for a lot on eBay because he knew I was a reseller. And he basically gave them for me at a really cheap price. And I think it was like some crazy amount that I made like probably over $500 off these gun books.
Oh,
and
wow.
For something like that, like it being your first time to go to a garage sale and make $500, it's not very common. So it just like kind of fell into my hands. So I got really lucky the first time I ever went. And from there, basically, I was absolutely hooked. I mean, the idea that I could make $500 in one day was the coolest thing in the world. Plus, it was something that I've worked a 9-to-5 job before when the way that like I went to be a camp counselor, a lifeguard, and stuff like that bore me like out of this world. But like the way your heart races when you walk into a garage sale is something that like is unparalleled to anything else. So being able to walk into that garage sale, make $500 as a kid in high school meant the world to me. And like being able to go show my dad like that I was basically, doing something he actually understood was really cool to me. So from there on, I basically went to as many garage sales I could possibly go to. I was trying to learn more about different niches and stuff like that. So originally, when I first bought the books, the book niche was something that I really got into. So I was just
Mm.
reselling books. Yeah, because books are really easy and they're really abundant at every single garage sale you go to, and they're really easy to search up. Just like video games, the title is basically right on the front book cover, and if it's not, you can just scan the barcode, and it's pretty foolproof to look up and see how much a book sells for on eBay. So from there, I basically just started off seeing how much, how many books I could buy and just really focused in on the book reselling niche in garage sales. But then after a while, I realized books are heavy. Books don't sell for that much. And I didn't really want to deal in books anymore. So I kind of wanted to branch out over time. And this is kind of where I started to dive into video games. Video games are something that I grew up reselling my whole entire life. So I knew I had like an easy start with video games. But I soon came to realize that video games are probably like the most competitive niche out there. But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
everyone is a reseller. It's like the first thing. It's
yeah,
like video.
exactly.
You got any video games? You got any video
Exactly.
games?
It's cringy to think that, yeah, but that's me as well. So I mean, video games were there, and I've had a couple good scores with video games and stuff like that. But right now, I would say after 5 years, I've really tried to like develop my skills, really hone in on like the technical aspects of eBay and stuff like that, how to like, take proper photos, get like proper backdrops, eBay listings, like techniques and stuff like that, like how much to promote your listings for and stuff like that. Like the technical side of eBay is something that actually really fascinates me, which makes me happy because I'm surprised, technical things usually, wouldn't interest me, but when it comes to eBay and
That's
stuff like that,
interesting. Yeah.
like looking at sell-through rates, looking at like the perfect way to optimize like a title with SEO and stuff like that. I mean, stuff like that, just right on my alley. But I mean, over time, like I'm just trying to say, garage sales really just came like a part of life for me. Like people just knew me as a garage sale kid in high school. Fridays and Saturdays, I'll be busting my ass, getting up super, super early, getting to these garage sales. And yeah, basically.
What did your friend? What I didn't mean to interrupt you here, but what did your friends think when you were like, it's like, oh, Joey's out here like looking like selling people's trash.
Yeah.
Were you trying to like, were your best friends like, hey man, you need to like telling your best friends you need to start like selling this stuff? Because I mean, yeah. This the thing is, I'm making some bank here.
I know that's how it was. But the thing is, in high school, believe it or not, I was kind of embarrassed to say that I was a reseller because I feel like personally, if someone told me they were reselling, before I started it, I would kind of look at it the same way. I'd be like, "What are you selling someone else's trash for?" Or like, kind of thing where like the online guru type of way, like, well, you can't make money online. You have to work a 9-to-5 job to make that kind of money. So like, I feel like I kind of had that barrier to actually talk to people about it. So I feel like I would mention it here and there, but like people would be like, well, like why are you going to bed so early? Like I'm like, I got to be up at 5 a.m. to go to this garage sale. Like people kind of realize that way, but then I would never really like, tell people how well it was going until like the social media started. And then I was like, okay, well now I'm going to, actually show people the numbers you can actually make possible with eBay reselling.
That's awesome. So I have a lot of questions for you, Joey, because you just dumped so much information on our lap. But before we get into all those questions, I do want to say hi to the people in the chat that's been joining us. We have Lisa, good to see you. We have our friend SSK Promos in the building. Good to see you, Ken. We have that flipping dude. Good to see you. He says, digging the Oilers lid. You like that? It's a satin Oilers lid. Really nice. It's Hat Club exclusive. So we have Simply Shenanigans is in the building. Good to see you. We have Larry Way Out One is in here as well. So, okay. All right, Larry. So, or excuse me, Joey. I got Larry on my mind over here. So, Joey, so you're in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how your dad was doing flipping these sports cards.
Yeah.
When did that idea, was it just Gary Vee or was it your dad? And what was the barrier to entry? Did you have your own eBay store? Did your dad just kind of help you along the way and be like, hey, son, this is how you set up the eBay store. This is how you ship. Because that's something that a lot of people that want to resell, it's kind of like, I don't want to deal with eBay because of the shipping. The shipping is the first thing people talk about. It's a huge
barrier to entry.
It's like, I don't want to ship. How do I look stuff up, make sure what it's worth, and how do I find things? Like, there's a lot of barriers to entry because when I talk to people and tell them, hey, I like to go to thrift stores, yard sales, or what have you, and then sell the stuff online, and it always kind of, like you said, it intrigues them But then it's like, oh, well, let me, because I've had so many people in my life, so many friends that are like, yeah, let me try it. Let's do it together.
Hmm.
And I give them literally like a blueprint to do it. But then it's like, when the rubber meets the road,
Hmm.
not a lot of people want to, they don't want to
Yeah.
work for it.
Yeah.
But it
I think,
is easy money,
yeah, I think the thing that comes down to it is something I say, and like, I tell my friends, it's kind of in your blood when it comes to that. It's like, I feel like some
Ah,
people just have that like little tick, whether some people it's, for them going to school, or some people it's like helping other people. For me, I think for you, it's just like going to garage sales. Like, I think that's part of the reason why people who go to garage sales are just like so fanatic about it and so obsessed. I think it's just something that like, it's something that clicks in your brain that makes it so fun for you. But, I guess for getting into eBay and reselling, it kind of was that Gary Vee video, and that's when I like it was actually someone else's video too. He showed like that you could flip books on Amazon, you could find for free and something like that. But during like the TikTok Reels days, and
mm-hmm.
I was just going through, looking
Yeah,
at like
man.
100 different
I mean,
business
your niche,
ideas.
you love something, you want to learn as much as you can about it. So you just
Yeah,
consume, try to
yeah.
find and learn as much as information as you can.
Yeah. So going into like my dad, yeah, he sold on eBay. So I definitely did have the advantage of like knowing it's possible and not having that like, all right, where do I even start? Like I had
Mm-hmm.
someone who was there who sold on eBay before, and he was able to actually just help me get set up, help me get us with my eBay account and stuff like that, and deal with people in like customer service, which is definitely something I'm grateful for now. Looking back, I might not be where I am at all today if it wasn't for my dad teaching me like the early basic fundamentals and stuff like that. So I mean, if I'm talking to people who are like afraid to start the eBay business, it's so easy to get out and start. You might not have your own father or someone else who's right there in front of you, but there's so many like YouTube videos that just show you the absolute basics of eBay. And once you get the basics of eBay, it like just starts to just snowball into like you learning and actually caring about, like I said before, eBay, like SEO, titles, pictures, and stuff like that. It kind of just all comes along with the basics. And once you learn the basics, it gets a lot easier.
There you go. There you go. Joey, now you say you're in college,
Hmm.
you run track in college,
Yeah.
and then you do this reselling part time, full
Yeah.
time student, part time reseller.
Yeah.
What does the time frame for you look like? What does that look like for you? Because, I mean, we want Joey to have the 100% full college experience
Of
here.
course. Yeah. It kind of comes with the sacrifices that come along with going to college and being an athlete in the first place. Like being an athlete, people say you have to sacrifice your time, but it's just finding the work-life balance. So for me, I personally found, I was doing econ, or I am doing econ. So it's kind of easy for me to, do my econ work, and minimize how much work I'm actually putting into that, which is sad to say, but like for me, I know I'm probably going to be doing this 100% out of college. So I can minimize the amount of work I put into like, my actual schoolwork while maintaining like the GPA I want to keep. And
Mm-hmm.
then also be able to keep, going to practice, for 3 hours a day sometimes. So it's definitely something of a balancing game. And I think the thing that it came down to is just knowing how to manage my time. Like I feel the reason why I'm able to do these three things and well is because I know how to manage my time, not trying to spend, like I said before, spending hours on YouTube or reels and stuff like that. It's just the easy way of like doing things is just waking up, checking your phone, scrolling social media for an hour, and that's just the normal. So I think the easiest thing for me and for balancing my life was just eliminating stuff that wasn't useful while also trying to maintain the healthy like college life, getting to see my friends on Fridays and Saturday nights while also trying to wake up on Fridays and Saturdays and go to a garage sale at 5 in the morning isn't easy, but for me
It's
it's
not
some
easy as an adult
yeah,
either.
exactly, yeah. So it's a little bit tough, telling my friends like, yeah, again, I got to go to bed at 10 p.m. But people have come to realize it and kind of, I feel like, respect it a little bit and respect that, someone like I'm at least going to do something. It's just I'm not gonna go throw my time away.
So, Joey, um, I know now that you got rolling, you're in college. You're in econ.
Hmm.
So, has anything that you've learned in college translated into the reselling world?
I wish I could say yes, but not much at all.
Nothing.
I mean, a little bit here and there, like supply and demand and stuff like
So,
that. But
yeah.
I say it's more of just the aspect of like going to class and learning every day helps me within other categories because I feel like, just at least learning something every day helps within like, learning something on eBay. It just
Mm-hmm.
primes your brain for like the more learning you do, I think the better you're going to get at it, of course. And I think that the fact I'm just going to classes every day and trying to like better myself and stuff like that helps with eBay like indirectly and stuff like that. And I think just becoming a smarter person, being able to read, more difficult tests, like text, learning how to apply myself just has crossover effect and not like a direct, econ effect, like or econ
Gotcha.
knowledge base
Gotcha.
effect.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
I
And
am
you say
going
you
sorry. I am going
no.
for my MBA, so hopefully
Okay.
that will have a lot more direct effect.
So what do you want to do when you graduate college?
For me right now, the idea is that I do want to just do this full time. Um, that's honestly it. I mean, there's a small chance that I would find a job with a friend or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the big thing is for me that I've completely canceled out the idea that I would want to work a 9 to 5. And yeah, honestly, it's for me that I love the idea of going to garage sales and reselling, and I've realized how much money you can make that I don't think there's really any other possibility besides going to garage and stuff like that. The more that time does go on, the more I do realize that eBay and garage sales is become ever more competitive. I mean, compared to 5 years ago, that like how early you have to get to a sale has like doubled. It's
Where you
actually
are in the country?
ridiculous. Towards the East Coast, like near New York, New Jersey.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense. The
So
competition
there's a
for sure.
lot of good sales, but I mean, if I like see something at a sale I want to get to, and depending on how much it's worth, I could need to get there like 2 to 3 hours early or more.
Yeah.
I don't know how it
So
is for
Joey,
you.
full time reseller Joey, straight out of college. You see him right now, guys, all clean cut, baby face. 10 years from now, he's gonna have a beard.
Exactly. That's,
He's
I
gonna
gotta
look
have a
just like the
beard.
rest of us over
That's
here.
it.
There
Yeah.
we go. Speaking of the rest of us, let's say hi to some people that popped in the chat. We have Perfectly Blessed. Good to see you. We have Danielle Knoll says, hi, I always love listening to these. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys coming through. We have Corey with Grams and Pumps Vintage. Good to see you. Or Grams. I'm not too sure who it is. And he's saying, Ken, you in here checking the competition? And then Ken said, just here to enjoy the show, raise the podcast master. We are nowhere near the competition for him. Ken also has a great podcast. It's called the Reseller Clickbait Podcast. Joey, if you haven't listened to that, do yourself a favor and listen to that. It is very enjoyable content. I think Corey's on there as well. So we have Steven is in here too. So, all right. So now that we got to know you a little bit, Joey, we do want to go ahead and move on to the next segment of our show, and that's Overrated Underrated, where we give you 10 different subjects, 5 being reselling related and 5 not being reselling related. And in your opinion, you're going to let me know if they're overrated or underrated. All right.
I'm excited.
But before we get into that, Corey, we do want to give a shout out to the sponsor of the podcast. That's one of our good friends over at My Reseller Genie, the best accounting and analytics solution for all resellers. It's amazing. Do you know about My Reseller Genie, Joey?
I don't know.
This is an amazing tool for all resellers, and it is an accounting platform kind of like QuickBooks, and it keeps track of all your reselling needs and integrates with it's compatible and it integrates with a lot of the reselling platforms: eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Etsy, Depop, Grailed, Mercari, Amazon, Craigslist, you name it, baby. They got it.
Wow.
So if you use the code NashvilleFlippers, you're going to get 15% off your first month. So shout out to our good friends over at My Reseller Genie, the amazing accounting and analytics solution for reseller. All right. So, Corey, first one up, overrated, underrated, the Goodwill.
Goodwill in general for
Goodwill in
sourcing?
general.
Now I think it's overrated.
Overrated. How come?
Yeah. I mean, for personal experience, I know people in other areas of the country have insane, like can only source from thrift stores and stuff like that. But for me, the Goodwills near me are god awful.
Garbage.
I know it's very location dependent, and I do have the occasional, $30-$40 fine. But for me, if like someone had to ask me, like, I'm trying to make a full-time income just going off thrift stores and they were in my area, I'd basically say it's impossible. So for that reason, I would say it's overrated, but I guess it's still location dependent.
There you go. Do you have a Savers?
No, I have one Savers within like an hour radius of me.
Really?
Yeah.
I get jealous because, of course, we're here in Nashville.
Yeah.
I see people going to Savers and they have like a wall of like toy bags,
I
and I
know.
get
I've seen
super
that.
jelly.
Like the cables and the toy
Yeah,
bags and
and
the
I'm just
emotes,
like,
and I'm like,
oh
that's
man,
ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think the
I
same
would be
way.
there like every day,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
looking through all the toys because
We
you
have
know
a
there's.
we have a
Go ahead.
Salvation Army. I don't know if you guys. That's pretty popular.
We don't even have a. I think the closest Salvation. I don't even know where the closest one is.
Mm.
We just have Goodwills and just like your little mom and
Mom
pops
and pops ones. Yeah.
everywhere. And guys, if you have, let us know in the chat, overrated, underrated on the subjects.
Mhm.
And if you guys have any questions for Joey, please let us know. All right, Joey, moving on. Whatnot, overrated, underrated.
That's a really good question. Actually, that's something I've been really looking to get into, but right now I have not looked into Whatnot at all. I actually have a call with a Whatnot electronics like specialist tomorrow to
Is
get
it
into to Germany or
Josh?
yeah, Josh, yeah,
Yeah.
something with a J, yeah. So I'm gonna call with him tomorrow actually, talk to him about that because I think it would be
Tell
really
him
cool.
Tell him Ray sent you.
Yeah, I will. I'll tell him. I'll tell him we're
He's
talking.
I used to be one of their contractors for Whatnot in the electronics category.
That's funny.
So
Yeah,
yeah, and he's the man. Josh is the man.
awesome.
That's
No,
what
I'm
I
looking.
sell. I sell consumer electronics on Whatnot.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, that's right up my alley. So
Yeah.
hopefully, I'll give the rating of of underrated, but from right now, I don't have any experience to actually back that up.
What do
But
you hope to achieve on Whatnot?
I really do like the live aspect feature of like being able to like work with the community and like actually be able to talk and like put a name to the face. That's the thing with like I don't really like I mean something that can be improved upon on eBay or just like something that you really can't have on eBay is the fact that you don't have any connection with your buyers. Like I have my repeat buyers on like people who buy a lot of my video games or a lot of my glassware and stuff like that. But I mean I can't really put a name to the face and like there's no more connection than just like a name on the screen. So I think Whatnot has something really going on that's good. That's you're actually able to put like like a I don't know what the word would be, but like just a better interaction, like a better
exactly.
connection between
Like
the buyer and the seller.
exactly. I saw the most creative Whatnot last night after
Yeah.
we had a Whatnot stream yesterday. Sold over 100 items yesterday. It's one of our biggest
Wow.
Whatnot. Yeah, it was insane. But there's this girl, I forget her name, so I apologize. She sells women's clothing, women's contemporary clothing, and it was a silent auction, and it was her and two other girls, and they made like a runway, and so one would come by, walk the runway, show off the item that they were selling. The people would bid, and then it's the next one.
Wow.
Silent, no talking.
Wow.
It was so cool, and they had music and the runway, and I was like, man, this is probably one of the most creative things I've seen. And like you said, like people just want to buy from whoever it is, like there's that interaction.
Like buy from people they like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
I was
excited
watching,
for you. I'm excited
yeah,
for you, Joey,
yeah.
because
I was
especially
watching,
working with Josh. And
yeah.
that's the thing. And I always tell people, if you get on Whatnot and then you have that, the onboarding process, make sure you know who your rep is, because they're going to help you. They're going to help you along the way. And there's always like promotions and stuff that you can take advantage of. Like every Wednesday, everybody in the electronics category that sells on there consistently, we have a Zoom call, Joey.
Oh.
So we talk about the things that are working, the things that are not working, the things that need to be improved on. And it's awesome. You're going to love it.
I like
You're gonna
that.
love it.
I like
Yeah,
that. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. So let's say hi to some people that just jumped in. We have Jill's in the building. Good to see you, Jill. We have the disgruntled octopus. Afternoon, humans. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his videos. Australian disgruntled octopus.
No, I
Joey.
haven't seen him.
Yeah, it's wild. Ken is saying that the Goodwill's overrated and the Whatnot is overrated. Ken, we have to change your mind on the Whatnot for sure.
Yeah.
So
at least they're a new player too. They're trying to change something up.
Yeah, they're dude.
Like.
It's yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. Next one up. Amazon FBA.
I would say. It's fine. You continue.
Do you know anybody that sells on Amazon? FBA or
Personally, no.
FBM?
Personally, no. I've done
Okay.
Amazon FBM. Yeah, specifically my merchant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
per field by
I've done
merchant.
that for it was about 2 years ago now. So I actually have probably a hot take here, but I'd say it's overrated for me in the sense that when I was doing filled by merchant, the fees were absolutely crazy. It was I forget what it was, but I was just looking at my sales and I'd be like, why are they taking so much? I forget the fees, what the fees actually ended up being with percentage wise, but I did like the sales and stuff like that. I mean, there's some books that would sell for consistently and significantly higher than they would sell for on eBay. So I
Hmm.
did really enjoy that. But it was the fees that really got me. And maybe it was just because I was used to eBay and used
Mm.
to sell. I was selling on eBay for probably maybe close to 3 years. So I was really used to the eBay platform, and moving to Amazon was a little bit more difficult. So I guess I do actually want to give it another shot. I was thinking going back home this summer, I would give it a better shot. But right now, based off my own personal experiences and the higher fees, I would say it's a little bit overrated.
Sounds like it might be like a numbers game on Amazon. It's more about
Mm,
volume than that
yeah,
that item that's also like for $500.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
It's like, let me get 500 of this one thing that I can sell and make $2 on. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah,
It's one of it's
yeah.
one of that. Graham says FBA equals overrated.
Mhm.
I know a bunch of, I need to get some people that strictly sell on Amazon on here
Yeah.
because I think that it's going to be really good.
There's
Okay.
some serious money to be made though.
There's some
That
serious money.
it's definitely revenue or an avenue I want to get into.
Hmm. And it's quick sales to my understanding. So,
Yeah.
moving on. Overrated, underrated social media, Joey.
I would say significantly underrated in the fact that, I mean, I just made a video about this the other day. So, in the sense that it's not even just underrated for resellers in general, but people need to learn how to use social media the right way and become like producers and not solely consumers.
Hmm.
So, like I was saying before, people do spend like, which is way too much time on social media. And if they're able to like, spend an hour or two a day learning how to use social media, learning how the algorithms work and stuff like that, they could take whatever side passion, side hobby, or hustle they have that they don't like make money off currently and just make videos about that. I think now is the perfect time that anyone could ever think of. There's no time in history where if you had a super niche interest in like, going to garage sales, that I'd be able to make videos and, people would actually watch that and I can make money off that. So I would say social media is significantly underrated in the fact that if you know how to use it, it can be really a great platform to get off your like just super like random interesting niches that there is a community out there for, but you just need to know how to like leverage how to use it. And I think if you don't know how to leverage and use it, you could end up spending and wasting a lot of time there. So in that sense, you need to be careful. But I would say for most people, if they know how to use it, it could be a really great tool.
There you go. There you go. What do you hope to achieve with your social media following?
That's a good question. I mean, I've been thinking about that more and more recently. Um, for me, it's just I really like talking about garage sales. It kind of sounds stupid, but like being able to talk about garage sales and see the kind of impact and like just the positive support that I get from people. Like when I just get a positive like a feedback or comment that's like, "Hey, didn't know this. Like, gonna implement this next week or going to a garage sale, and your tip helped me at A, B, and C." Like stuff like that, I feel like would probably be my biggest motivator and why I make these videos and stuff like that. And I guess it is the fact of like there's no like I think everyone on the planet wants to have some sort of audience and following. So I think between those two, I would say those are the driving factors for me.
Nice, nice. I know I meant to ask you this earlier, and you kind of touched upon this. When you were first starting off, would you still consider yourself as like a newer reseller? Like
Definitely,
not
definitely. Yeah.
so, but when you first started off, what were some of the things that you wish you knew, that you know now, and you're like, oh man,
That's that's
if
good. Yeah.
2023 Joey can just talk to 2020 Joey and tell him, hey man, you need to do it this way, or you need to do, or make sure you look at this, or don't sell this. Like, what's something that someone is listening to right now that is first starting off reselling and want to go to a garage sale or want to go to a thrift store, that you found it helpful for you, that you know now that you wish you could have told your past self?
Definitely. I mean, the biggest thing for me is that I sold books solely for around a year. And if I just told myself, Joey, there's so much more money to be made besides just selling books, I'd say that's the biggest thing because I think a lot of people just mainly focus on one category. They're video game resellers, antiques, baseball cards. Most people narrow in
Hmm.
on one category. But I'd say the biggest thing for me and most of the resellers is that they need to just kind of broaden up their like buying expertise and stuff like that. So my biggest thing is just trying to become an expert in like as many categories as possible. So like just over the years, I've just tried to master as many different niches and categories as possible. So whether it's like baseball cards, magic cards, Pokemon cards, any type of niche I could think of and that I didn't know about, I'd always try to make like a bigger effort to go out there. And next time I see something that's a little bit cheaper, maybe I'll say, hey, maybe I don't usually buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but they're really cheap and I can make it a learning experiences, like a learning
Hmm.
experience. So either way, even if I don't make money, next time I go to a garage sale, I'm going to know that A, B, and C Yu-Gi-Oh cards are worth money, and these are the ones I can pass up on. So I guess it's just broadening your horizon when it comes to buying.
What's something that you hope to kind of gain more knowledge on
Mm,
in the future?
definitely jewelry.
Jewelry.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
from what I know, people make like tons and tons of money off jewelry, especially with like just the return on investment you can have in some jewelry pieces that turn out to be silver, turn out to be gold, can
Yes.
be
That's a
crazy.
good one. Because I've never really dabbed into jewelry, but I always
Hmm.
hear people. It's like if it's stamped this, it's silver. If it's stamped
Exactly.
this, it's that, and stamped that is whatever. And it's like, man,
Yeah.
that sounds super overwhelming.
Yeah.
But when I talk about Pokemon cards to people, they're like, I don't even want to mess with that because I don't even
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That makes
So
sense. That makes sense.
yeah,
Some people I could see that, if they're old school. I see a lot of resellers, at least in my area. A lot of them are definitely older. I would say probably the average is like 50, 60. So they're kind of set in stone in their ways. That's kind of where I had my advantage, where I'm like, if I go to a garage sale, even if I'm like, number 5 or 6,
hmm,
I would say most people who in front of me are older. So I'm like, hey, well, I don't think anyone's going for the stereo equipment. Everyone else is going for the high end artwork or something like that. So,
yeah,
I
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
have that
yeah.
advantage where I'm open to buying more ththings.
There you go. I know that I have a lot of, sometimes you go out with people that are other, like I go out with a guy and that's all he does is full time reselling.
Hmm.
So sometimes we go out together and he's a little bit older and he's got his like jewelry loop,
Hmm.
and like to look, and I'm just like, man, I need to get my act together. I need to get
Yeah.
like all the
Yeah.
stuff that
Hmm.
comes with it.
Hmm.
So, Desert Seller says, I wouldn't try for expert, but even just 10% edge on your
Yeah.
competition. Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like there is a happy medium of like not spreading yourself too thin because when you spread yourself too thin, you're not like an expert in anything. You're kind of like the jack of all trades, master of
Jack of
none.
all trades, master of
Exactly.
none,
Yeah. So you
right?
kind of want to have that like, level of expertise where like you could buy because I think it's more of like the having the expertise to buy the higher end items because that's where you're going to make most of your money. Like in the case that like, sure, if you're like, if you're knowledgeable in video games, you can make, the $10, $20 scores. But where you're really going to make your money is if you become like an expert and you're like, okay, well, I know if I'm going to a bin of 100 different video games, I know exactly what video games to grab out first before anyone else gets there.
Mm-hmm. There you go. The flipping dude is saying he's decided to stop dealing in
Mm,
electronics. I know there is like, does it work? Does it not work?
mhm.
I mean, you can really niche down with electronics too, like especially if you go into like vintage audio with records, things that receivers and stuff like that. I mean, it gets pretty deep. So Jill saying
Mhm.
older and set in my way, says Jill.
Hmm.
That's funny. All right, moving on. eBay, overrated, underrated. Joey.
I would say to the general population, underrated, but overrated in the sense that I don't love the platform that much. So I'll try to
You
dive
over
into
in the
both.
beginning. You over here, diving deep into how much you like all the little intricacies in eBay,
I
and now
I
you're
love
like,
the old little intricacies, but I'll get into why I think it's a little bit overrated in this system. I'll talk about that first. So I think one of
yeah,
the main reasons why I think eBay is overrated is possibly they have one of the worst customer support systems out of
uh,
any company that I know of. So for me, dealing with electronics, there is a lot of times where I do deal with negatives or just buyers who do something that leave an like unwarranted negative or something like that. And I would say the biggest problem with eBay is their customer support and how hard it is to actually fight for a case. There's been so many times where I've actually had problems with like a buyer actually trying to scam me or something like that, sending back the wrong item. And getting in touch with eBay customer support is one of the hardest things I have to do in my whole entire day when I have to do it. So honestly, for that reason alone, I think it could be overrated. But I think there's also more selling tools and metrics that they could introduce. I think they've kind of like stagnated in their improvements a little bit. And I think there's like, so many different features and avenues they can go down for improvements. Like just like the example of whatnot. I think the idea of like a live auction feature would be perfect for eBay, as they're basically, it started off as the auction site. So I think something like that would be perfect. And I think the fact that like they've kind of slowed down on their improvements, something to think about. But enough of the rant. I'd say underrated for the fact that majority of people have, I made a video about this 2 days ago, I think, and a majority of people have thousands of dollars worth of stuff that they have just lying around in their house. And like, when I go to a garage sale, the thing is you could be doing the same thing. The people, like, if you really are strapped for cash or just want the extra cash in general, eBay is the most underrated like source to actually get this extra cash. There's no reason why when I go to a garage sale, really, you can't sell the stuff yourself. It's not that hard to ship and pack something and learn the basics of how to sell like an item or two. So I would say it's underrated for the sense that most people have thousands of dollars like worth of stuff lying around that they might not use anymore or just even would throw out, and that could be easily sold on eBay.
There you go. There you go. So what's going to happen to eBay, you think, Joey? Because I think that it's broken.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to duct tape it and just try to get it.
There's a lot of problems.
Moving it along,
There's a lot of problems.
A lot of problems.
I think it's such a big platform that it's going to take a lot more time for something like eBay to, not be used. And, I would think something like whatnot needs to become a lot more popular and have, a lot more avenues of actually selling and stuff like that. But I think eBay, unless something does change, it's eventually just going to slowly decline over time. But I think that time is not anywhere really soon. I would say a timeline would be maybe 20 years, where I would say that would be a good idea.
We're old and gray.
Yeah.
We're old and gray. We got West the Slim Flipper just popped in here. And then the disgruntled octopus is saying, love vintage electronics, sold an 80s boombox, costs $20 to the U.S. for $960 with $300 postage. Yeah, man, vintage is awesome for sure.
Yeah.
eBay might die with Gen X. Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting concept. We millennials have to. You're Alpha, right, Joey?
I believe so.
Gen Alpha or X or Z?
I couldn't even tell you.
Gen Z.
Gen Z sounds right.
Yeah, Gen Z. So, people are saying the Gen Z is the new boomers.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
That's what I've heard. So
yeah.
All right, moving on. Number 6, conspiracy theories. Joey, since we're talking about eBay being not working, let's talk about conspiracy theories.
Overrated, underrated. In general.
Yeah. In general.
I like that. I would say conspiracy theories are underrated.
Underrated? What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
That's a really good question.
I think Grams and Pops Vintage, they're a conspiracy theory all on their own. But what's your favorite? Are you a 9/11 guy? Are you moon landing guy? Flat Earth guy?
No. I would say more of the Mandela effect is probably one of my favorite. Yeah.
Okay. Bernstein Bears,
stuff like that, and just like stuff. I would say stuff like that's more my alley, and I think there's stuff to be thought about more, like some stuff that actually has happened that people kind of just like forget about and be like, oh, whatever. But I think if you dove deeper into stuff like that, there's definitely something to be uncovered. I don't know what it is, and honestly, I don't like going into it because it just messes my there's no benefit. It's
scary, right?
It just like sometimes I'll just work myself up and I'll be like, wait, what?
It's like I don't need to be. Exactly. Yeah, you get into those TikTok conspiracy theory rabbit holes, and you're like, I don't need to be watching this right before I go to bed.
Exactly. So it's like, sometimes I do try to stay away from conspiracy theories, but I would say underrated because I think it's just so cool.
There you go. Let us know, chat, in the comments, what's your favorite conspiracy theory? Gosh, I'm trying to think of any new ones.
What's your favorite?
I would have to say probably 9/11 is probably my favorite, or the Kennedy assassination.
Hmm.
One of those, because you can get like really deep in the
Have
weeds.
you seen BuzzFeed Unsolved?
No, what's that
Oh,
like?
it's basically just dives into like all the different conspiracy theories and the 9/11 one, the moon landing, the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah,
Really, really, it like dives into all the science behind it. It's really cool.
I heard a new one, and I might be butchering this, but it's
Hmm.
called the new one is called Project Bluebeam,
Hmm.
which is there are like all the stuff with like the aliens now, and they're telling us there's aliens and all this
Hmm.
stuff. So they're saying like we've been like conditioned into like believing in aliens through like media or whatever. And so like in the future or in recent future, like a mothership will come down and we would have to like fight the aliens, quote unquote,
Hmm.
but they could be like fake government people. But they were saying so like they can like all we can all come together and like set up like a new world order kind of thing. So again, I'm butchering it, but I
No,
digress.
no,
So
conspiracy theories are cool.
yeah, man. Danielle's saying I went into
It's
the
real.
Helen Keller not being. Ooh, yeah, right.
Wait,
Yeah,
is that
like
real? That's a real
yes,
conspiracy theory?
like dude, she knew like how many languages and like I don't know. It was like, and she was blind. And I'm like, man, this girl wasn't blind and deaf.
No one even thinks about that. No one even thinks about that. The
Yeah, I'm
fact that
like,
she knew
come on.
languages. I mean, Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis did
Oh,
fake his own death. Don't get me started. Ooh,
yeah,
interesting, interesting.
yeah. Stuff like that. The faking the death, like the Michael Jackson death. That was like a little bit
Yeah,
weird. All the famous rappers who have died, like all just mysterious. I find that pretty cool, but nothing diving
Jill,
in
which
too
one do you
crazy.
believe? Flat Earth? Or like the one where like all the elites are like in Antarctica,
Oh yeah.
like all that stuff. So, all right, moving on. YouTube, overrated, underrated. I know we kind of touched a little bit on that,
On the like
but
social media aspect. I would stick to my guns and say the same answer for basically, social media. I would kind of group that in there, and the fact that, you can there's so much opportunity on YouTube, especially nowadays with like I feel like people are just watching more and more YouTube. Kind of getting I feel like in my opinion, people are kind of getting away from the reels. People are kind of
mhm.
trying to switch towards like the YouTube. People are finally realizing like, hey, maybe these short form videos all the time aren't so good. Maybe switch over to YouTube. That's just my thought process. But I would say YouTube is a really great platform if you know how to use it. For me personally, I'm not there yet with being able to like speak on camera and like talk about different ideas. That's kind of why I stuck to my reels, but that's definitely something I want to get into more. Being able to like make long form YouTube videos that are really just as educational as my like reels, because like the reels are educational, but there's only so much you can pack into whatever 60 seconds you have. So I
Mhm.
think being able to expand upon that is something that I need to get better at. So YouTube, I would say, is underrated in the fact that there is so much to learn out there. And again, still overrated in the fact that people think that YouTube's like an all-in-one solution. Like you can learn anything, but at the end of the day, like I feel like people kind of rely too much on learning on YouTube. Like you need to go out there and practice
Oh, for
whatever you're
sure.
thinking about. I think people
Yeah.
like to go and dive in, watch YouTube for 2 3 hours a day on a certain subject instead of actually just going out and like practicing that thing, whatever it is.
So you don't have a YouTube channel as of this
I
moment. You
do.
do.
Sadly, yeah.
What is the? Is it Garage Sale
It's Garage
University?
Sale University. I don't think you could even find it just by typing Garage Sale University. I have like 300
Oh,
subscribers,
do
and
you
like
put your reels up on there
I put
or
90. It's almost all my reels content just
okay?
put up on there. But I do have some videos that are just garage sale content, garage sale videos, and like I've tried
Like you
the
go
go.
into the garage sale like with the
Yeah,
GoPro?
yeah. I've now doing the GoPro stuff, and now that sales are kind of slowing down, I'm doing the GoPro stuff, but there's not as many sales, and it's so hard for me to do the GoPro thing. It is
Really?
like
How come?
I find it so embarrassing having to go up and like record. Like I feel like it's bad enough like going on the eBay app and like right in front of somebody else, but I think the idea that like
You'll get used to it.
I know.
You'll get used
More
to
and
it.
more I am getting used to it. But like the idea that like someone's like, wow, I'm really getting put online because like he's just selling my stuff is pretty hard to get over right now.
Gotcha. Do you have like a like what's your setup with the GoPro? Is it like that weird
So
like
I've
ball
gone
thing?
through a bunch. I or just actually just two, but I've done
Mhm.
the what is it, harness strap.
Uh-huh.
That looks way weirder than
Dude,
the.
it's weird.
It
Dude,
looks
I'm
so
thick, and it
weird.
just
Yeah,
my boobs are just like right
yeah.
in the.
It's not a good look for
It's
anybody.
not a good look at all.
So then I've gone with the backpack route right now.
So you like the backpack?
I like the backpack route more than the harness strap. I hate that thing.
Gotcha. I know that and a lot of people don't know about this. I don't have it with me, but they do make a magnet one where it's like like a necklace, and it has
Hmm.
like a little magnet that goes under your shirt, and then you put the other magnet on the GoPro and it just snaps. So it's
Anything
just
that,
literally like the GoPro on your chest with no brawl or the
yeah,
magnetic lanyard.
I
Yeah,
gotta look that up because
that's the
I need
one,
something
man.
like that.
Dude, it's amazing. And then you can put it on anything that's a magnet. You can just snap the GoPro on there.
That's
So
interesting.
yeah, it's awesome. But dude, keep doing it. You know,
Yeah,
it's all about consistency.
yeah.
You know, I'm conducting an experiment right now with my YouTube. I'm putting a video out each and every day in the month of
No,
October.
really, that's
So
really impressive.
they're all vlog type videos of like the day in the life of like me reselling and going
Hmm.
throughout my day. But the reason why I'm doing it, Joey, is to condition myself to putting out a video more consistently than I was before.
Hmm.
Getting better at thumbnails, getting better at talking on camera, getting
Hmm.
better at like the overall story arc of a video,
Hmm.
because and the purpose of it. And so I think it's um I think what is today, the 15th? So it's the video
Yeah.
that I did is already out. So if you haven't watched all of the
I'll have no.
Vlogtober
I'm definitely
videos,
gonna go back through and watch all your
dude,
videos now.
it's a lot. But yeah, there's little snippets, there's little things in between there. But again, I really wanted to do it because I wanted to condition myself to be putting out consistent
That's
content.
awesome.
Because
That's really awesome.
before, all I would do was this on Sundays,
Hmm.
and my life is just it's so much. You know, the older you get, the more you know. But it's like finding time to film a video, put the story together, edit the video, put it out, like all that, and I'm getting
Hmm.
better at it.
Yeah,
And then doing it just doing it like you said. You can watch, you can do, like you were saying earlier, on YouTube you can learn everything about making content, but you actually have to
you got to do
do
it.
it. You
Yeah,
got to do
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So
No, that's really awesome. I mean, that's something I want to do at least somewhere in the very near future. Just like, because I think the day in the life videos are something I like. I love day in the life videos. So that's honestly where I was going to start.
really,
And like just a day,
okay,
yeah, I love daily like day in the life videos. I don't know why, but so that's honestly where I was actually thinking of starting. So maybe I'll have to take some inspiration.
yeah, man. And I thought, like, to me, day in the life videos are boring, right?
Mm,
So I came up with this concept through Vlogtober to take $8 and turn it into $800 and buy this $800 signed Funko Pop.
mm,
And so the overall story arc, not every video is me trying to find something to flip to make the $800 goal,
hmm.
but that's the overall story arc. So it's like there's a purpose and a direction that I'm going through October.
That's awesome.
So, but not a lot of people are watching it, but that's okay because I'm doing it just for me and
Yeah,
doing the
and getting better at
experimental
it. Yeah,
and getting
YouTube,
better at it for sure.
YouTube is a completely different animal when compared to anything other, like any other social media platform. It's
Got that right,
completely
man.
different, bro. It's
Got
so
that
hard.
right. But it's, you know, once you get the people that watch you, they're like ride or die, you know,
That's the
and
thing.
I'm
You
so
build some
for
loyal
that.
fans,
Yes.
and
Yes.
not just like
So,
the reels people, which are not loyal
yeah,
fans.
because the majority of the people that follow me are because of the reels and the shorts that they
Hmm.
see, and that's kind of how I gain my following. But I want to flip that. You know, I
Yeah,
want the people to start consuming the long form and not
that's the
just
same
the
thing with
short
me.
form content.
Same thing with me.
So, another person that is doing Vlogtober is Angie Resell. She's doing it with me. So we're kind of, her and Kristen and Rule Squirrel, we're all doing it together. And it's kind of fun doing it together as like people, your friends, because you hold people, you hold each other accountable.
Yeah,
And then you just kind of, interchange ideas and stuff like that.
that's
So,
awesome. That's
but
really cool.
Joey, get your YouTube up. You're
Yeah.
going to reap the benefits in the future for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
You got to invest for your future self.
And you have a good voice, dude. You have a
I-
great voice. You can just
Thank you.
look on camera and just talk, and people are going to listen to you.
Thank you.
You have an amazing voice. So
You as
we
well.
have Red
Thank
Dirt
you.
people, Red Dirt Pickers in the building. Good to see you. Glad you can be here. Grounds and Pops is saying they use the magnet lanyard. And pro tip on the magnet one: chest hair will always. Ooh, that's a good one. We'll get there tomorrow. I always wear a darker button up shirt over the chest straps. So the GoPro is barely sticking out. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I was wearing a white shirt the one time I was having it on, and it was bad.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, moving on. Scary movies, Joey. Overrated,
Mm,
underrated. Since we're in the spooky season here.
hmm I would say in the current state they are overrated. I don't know if
Are
it's
you
just
a
because
scary movie connoisseur?
I'll tell you a little backstory. As when I was growing up,
Ooh.
I was terrified of horror movies, like life or death. Like I thought I was gonna die if I saw like a horror movie ad. But over time, like just growing up, I saw and like realized like, oh, wow, these are cool. So like, early high school, late middle school, I was like, wow, I really like horror movies. Like Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, like Sinister, all those were like my favorite. And then I think it was just now because I'm older and they don't scare me as much. I can't sit down and watch a horror movie. I watched Hereditary, which I really liked, but besides that, I would say the current state that horror movies are in, they're overrated. I don't think there's anything good, or it's just because I got like to the point where they don't scare me anymore, and I think it lost
Gotcha.
that factor
So
of
you
like,
want something that scares you.
yeah, I do, yeah,
Okay.
like keep me up at
Okay.
night, or else I'm like, I don't
Gotcha.
think there's a point. I don't think I find horror movies just naturally enjoyable. I think it's the fact that they do scare me.
Gotcha. So you like that adrenaline rush
Yeah, I think
that
so.
you get. Okay.
Yeah. What
Do you
about
like
you?
roller coasters and stuff like that, Joey?
Kind of the similar thing. I did like roller coasters, but now I get really motion sick, so I don't.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, I used to.
Nice. Now, Red Dirt Picker is saying, I love the 3 viewers that watch my videos. It's like we're family. Wait, they are my family. That's funny. Disgruntled Octopus is saying that he missed his opportunity to do daily vlogs in October. Hey, if it goes well for me, I'm planning on doing it on November going through December. So we'll see how that goes. So, and then Grams is saying, closing up the escape room to head home. We'll catch the replay later. Good night, everyone. Guys, and we're going to have, you're speaking of Grams and Pops Vintage, we're going to have a special edition of This Week in Reselling this Wednesday. We're going to have Graham and Pop Vintage on because they usually are working in the escape room. So we're definitely going to have to talk to them about that. So I think you are to be careful what you watch because the eyes are the windows to the soul. I totally agree with you,
Yeah.
Flipper. Flipping dude, I totally agree with you.
What's your
That's why I don't
perspective
watch a
on it?
lot of that's what's my perspective on scary
Yeah.
movies. I do
Yeah.
not watch scary
No.
movies for that reason. I can't have that in my being,
I know what
like
you mean.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I can't.
It messes with me a little bit.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't even remember the last scary movie that I watched. Usually the scary movies that I did watch are more like there's like some sort of like renowned film, like
A Halloween series or like Michael
no,
Myers series.
like The Shining or like Get
Okay.
Out,
Yeah, yeah, like
like there's
critically acclaimed.
exactly.
Mm.
So all right, moving on. Flea markets, Joey. Overrated or underrated?
Mm. A quick think. Again, this comes from my perspective of where I live and the flea markets near me.
Oh yeah.
Completely overrated. It's just resellers looking to get rid of their stuff that they can't sell on eBay. I've had the occasional luck, just like Goodwill. I would say it's basically the same exact response. There's some times where I can get some good finds, but I would say 99% of the time it's just other eBay resellers looking to get like what it sells for on eBay,
Yeah.
or getting rid of stuff that won't even sell on eBay.
That's a great point. I know allegedly Florida has some amazing flea markets. So
Ooh, that sounds real. I really like the idea of flea markets. When I do find something, I think it's like so cool. But
I think more of the southern states, they have the good flea markets. The one that we have here, the Nashville flea market, it's not any good because it's all like it's like fancy,
Oh, really? Like, what do they
Yeah,
sell?
like people that come here, they're like people that are selling like furniture and like
Mm.
one of a kind rugs and things like that. It's not like just like random dude smoking a
Yeah,
menthol,
yeah. That's exactly what
selling
my area is
stuff on the
like.
back of his truck.
Yeah, yeah. That's what my area is definitely like.
So, all right, and last one, Joey, for overrated
Yeah.
underrated, which we kind of mentioned a little bit on this. Michael J. Fox, the actor, overrated underrated.
Give me a quick second.
You're good.
I'm getting the name of Michael J. Fox because I know who it
Michael J.
is. I need to
Michael
get a
J.
name to the
Fox.
face.
Back to the Future.
You might be a little bit embarrassed here. I've never watched
Oh my
Back to the
gosh,
Future.
Joey,
I know.
you need to watch Back to the Future.
You know what? I'll write that down.
You've never seen Back to the Future?
No.
Joey, we need to stop this right now and watch Back to the Future.
I'll put it on my list for tomorrow. Actually, is it
Dude,
that good? Is he like your favorite of all time?
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Teen Wolf,
Oh.
Back to the Future. These are all 80s movies.
Yeah, none of them are up my alley.
Oh my gosh.
I actually,
So
oh, that's annoying because I actually do want to watch Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. It's one of the best movies, in my opinion, of all time.
What's your number one?
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. I also have.
I'm a big Star Wars
series.
You've never seen any Star Wars either?
I've seen the first 3 or 4, and then I stopped.
Which 3 or 4? Like the originals?
The original 3 or 4.
The original trilogy?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
all you really need to watch. So, what's Family Ties? The show Family Ties that's my childhood.
Nothing. I missed it.
You ever seen the movie Homeward Bound with the dogs?
No, I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen The Sandlot at least? He's not in that movie.
Yes,
but
I've seen The Sandlot, yeah.
All right. You're not. Yeah, but
some credit.
Yes. Okay. So, Michael J. Fox, underrated for sure.
Sorry.
Next question. So Back to the Future. It is literally culture. It is pop culture to the T of everything. I mean, oh my gosh. So good. Back to the Future is underrated. Michael J. Fox is overrated. Family Ties, Dr. Hollywood. Wait, what? Joey hasn't seen Back to the Future? Hashtag unsubscribe. So, Homeward Bound, let's go. That's what I'm saying. So, Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2, 3's, you don't have to watch 3. But 1 and 2 for sure.
I'll watch 1 and 2. I'll get it done by this week. That's my homework.
Yes. Tune in next week, guys, so we can hear his analysis.
I will.
You know what you can do, Joey?
Yeah.
You can react to yourself watching Back to the Future and just put it on your YouTube channel.
First time ever watched Back in the Future. First
yes,
time ever.
Dude. I have a friend that all they do is he has a reaction channel.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, he works for like the church that I go to. So all the other like employees of the church, they're all like church kids.
Yeah.
So they've never like experienced like a lot of life.
Uh-huh.
So like they watch like Breaking Bad for the first time, like Star Wars for the first time, like all these things, and because they're like homeschool church kids.
Yeah, they don't know.
So they've never really like.
That's funny. Yeah.
Back
that
to
would
the
get a good
Future.
reaction out of people.
Dude, it's great. Their channel is great. So Back to the Future.
I'll write it down.
Yeah. So what's up, Joe and Nicole? Or Joe. Good to see you. Love Doc Hollywood. The movie was shot in the town where I grew up when that was got me started working in the film biz. Great family movie. There you go. Dances with Wolves. Last name all the Dances. Have you seen Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner?
No.
That's a classic, man. What's your favorite movie, Joey? High School Musical?
Shawshank Redemption.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good
and,
one.
Interstellar are my top 2.
Oh yeah, Interstellar is dope.
Yeah, those are my top 2.
That's a good one. Do you like Interstellar more than Inception?
Inception's like number 3, but yeah,
Number 3? Yeah.
Interstellar's
Yeah.
edges out Inception.
Do you like sci-fi movies like that, or just like?
I would say more just those two are up my alley.
Okay.
But
So
not
that's kind of
sci-fi.
like time travel-y Interstellar. So you'll like Back to the Future.
Yeah, I think I definitely will. I mean, if it's that much of a cult classic, I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It
Field
lasts
of Dreams.
the
Have you
time.
seen that? That movie's not my favorite, but have you seen the movie Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze?
No.
Not a classic, but kind of a classic, cult
Yeah.
classic. It's freaking crazy. So you need to put that on your. Hey guys, we're just gonna make a list of Joey's movies that he needs to watch.
Classic movie.
So
Joey.
there we go. That's just clickbait. No one would actually believe someone who has not seen Back to the Future. It's wild. It's wild. So let's see here. I've been to the Shawshank prison several times. It's in the town Jill lives in. Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Really was your redemption in this conversation. There you go. There you go. So
some support.
I worked with the guy that wrote The Martian. Oh, nice. Have you seen The Martian with what's that guy's name? Not Affleck, Ben Affleck, but his friend. What's his friend's name? Gosh, what is that guy's name? Ghost. Have you seen Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg?
No.
The list is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I know.
See, Mallrats inside flea market scene was filmed in my town, 2 miles away. You would love Mallrats, Joe.
Yeah. What is it?
Mallrats
Yeah.
with Bill and Silent Bob, right? Isn't that Mallrats? Yeah. Matt Damon. Thank you,
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Ken was in the movie. What movie, Jill? We need to pull it up. Is Ken on IMDb? Do we need to pull up his resume here? So, all right. So, Joey, that concludes the segment of the show. Movies that Joey has to watch.
Yeah.
All right.
This is now longer than I can imagine.
So that does conclude Overrated Underrated, Joey. So thank you so much for answering those questions. We're getting to an hour, so we're almost done with everything. Okay. So we do want to play the people's favorite segment of the show, and that is skip or flip. I'm going to show you 3 different items that recently sold on eBay, and you're going to let me know if you see these at a garage sale, thrift store, or what have you. Would you skip it or will you flip it? Okay. So here we have here.
Is there a buy cost?
No buy cost. That's kind of like like garage. So we're looking at garage sale pricing. Yeah. So we have here the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie toy. Okay. And if you let me know, Joey, if you need to see a little more specifics, there is like a little dent in the corner there on both. There's some box wear. It says only at Toys R Us. There is a Toys R Us exclusive. This
is it new in the box or is it used in the box? If you know.
New.
Okay. Based off that, new in the box. I don't have eBay or my phone's not with me. I'm probably picking that up.
You're picking it up. How much would you pay for this, Joey?
I would say anything less than $15. $20, where I'd be like, all right, let me grab my phone or something and look it up.
$20?
$15 would probably be the
15. Okay, and how much do you think it's selling for?
I would, if I had to guess, it's selling for 40 to 50.
40 to 50. So you would pay 20, knowing that hopefully you'll get $50 out of it.
15 would be my
15.
Max. Yeah.
Okay.
15.
You would pay 20, hope to make 15.
No. I would pay 15 max. Probably guessing.
Gotcha. All right. So. All right, and let us know, guys, in the chat, what would you do? Would you skip or flip this, of course? So, Joey, this Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, it's a morpher, okay? You know what a morpher is?
I could probably guess off the name, but no, not in specific to Power Rangers.
So, this toy recently sold on eBay for $299.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Stuff like that, new in the box. Oh wow, even loose.
Yes, this is the loose one. This is what I meant to click on. Sorry.
Wow.
There it is. This was the actual picture I was supposed to show you. Sorry, Joey. Same thing. $299. So if you see one of these morphers out there in the wild,
Yeah, that's the thing. There's so much stuff that you like. There's zero way to know that everything, like, that would be worth money. Like if you're trying to figure out everything, but there's so much stuff out there that without like looking it up, you never realize.
Never realize it, man. How are you on clothing?
Not my best niche.
Not your best niche?
No,
What about backpacks?
pretty good.
Pretty good on backpacks. All right. So here we have this backpack right here.
I thought you meant like hiking backpacks.
Oh, okay. So here we got this nice little red backpack. This is, I think Ken really. This is Ken's color right here. So nice little red backpack. It looks like it's a sling backpack, 15 inches. There's the inside of the lining. There's the outside. It says bravery and something else. I can't read.
Courage.
Determination. And then
Yeah.
there's the inside. It does say Vera Bradley on this tag here.
I know the name Vera Bradley.
And there's
so
the
then
inside as well with the
what's
little patch. The patch says Harry Potter,
oh
Vera
Vera
Bradley.
Bradley. So a little collab there. I'd definitely pick that up.
How much you looking to pay for this?
Personally, since I don't do, clothing and handbags that much, I would pick it up for less than 25. Maybe 35.
Maybe 35?
Yeah, I would say less than 35, I'd pick it up.
How much do you think it's selling for?
If I had to guess, 75 to 100.
75 to 100. Okay. All right. Let's see what the chat is saying. They're saying flip, and flip. So we got 3 people in the chat saying flip. So Joey, this Vera Bradley Harry Potter collaboration sling bag recently sold on eBay for $169.
Wow.
I know this is something a lot of people usually pass up is
Yeah.
Vera Bradley bags because they're like a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
And but again, collabs.
Collabs are always something to look out for. Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. Red Dirt knows what's up. 15 max value, 100 maybe. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Jill Billy is saying flip. So Vera Bradley, especially the one with the Harry Potter collab. There you go. There you go. What do you think about that, Joey?
There's a lot of stuff I don't know. I mean, Vera Bradley, I knew the name, but I didn't know, the specific like, look or model. That's something I feel like I try to learn, like, if it's like specific, brand or manufacturer, I try to figure out like what kind of what the typical style looks like, so then I can get an idea of what it probably would sell for. But like you said, collabs like this are always something to be on the lookout for.
There you go. How are you with toys and plush? Knowledgeable on the fence?
Toys, yes. Plush, not as much.
Okay. All right. So here we have the last one, guys. We have here a plush. And if you guys watch our Monday Night Draft show, this may be familiar. So we have a nice little plush, interesting looking plush per se. And the people that are listening on the podcast side, come over to YouTube and see what we're looking at here. So that's the face. And let me know, chat, what are we doing here? Okay. Now the tag says Nickelodeon 1997 Viacom, The Ren and Stimpy Show.
Definitely a flip. Anything vintage Nickelodeon, I would say always something to look out for. I mean, I know some plushes are crazy like that, and I think if I had to guess a value, I would guess $60.
$60?
Yeah.
How much do you think you would pick it up for?
Pay for it? I probably would pay. I usually try to pay around half, so $30.
All right.
Not too costly.
Excuse me.
worries.
All right. Let's see what the chat is saying. They're saying flip. The flipping dude is saying flip. Steven's saying flip. Flip that plush, says Ken. And Stimpy, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Keep it for sentimental value, says Jill. Wow, vintage Nickelodeon. I have never seen that character. Cool. Yes. So, you're flipping, right, Joey?
Yep.
All right. So this plush, vintage 1997 Nickelodeon Viacom plush, recently sold on eBay for
Wow.
$69.95.
Almost there.
The Mud Skipper.
The mud skipper. I could
Mm-mm.
not tell you exactly. I mean, thing is, you always got to think, who's buying this stuff?
Oh, dude, I'm buying this all
Oh,
day
really?
long.
You're a
Yeah.
collector of stuff like
I
this?
mean, dude, Ren and Stimpy was my childhood.
I guess it's so different because, like, if I could think about, like, I've never heard of this show at all, but I mean, there's whole different audience base out there who probably grew up on this show and stuff like that. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
there's probably stuff that I would buy, and you would say the same thing, like, why would anyone buy this? But I guess it's all based on, like, who actually watched it and enjoyed it and like, an audience.
There's the Mud Skipper right there. And
That's
the
funny.
cartoon. Ren and Stimpy. Don't ever watch Ren and Stimpy,
No.
Joey. As a kid, I thought it was hilarious, and look back at an adult, it is super nasty.
Yeah.
It is not a kid show whatsoever. As some examples that we showed last Monday, it's a very adult. Yeah, it's wild. So, all right. So, Joey, there you have it. That concludes Skip or Flip. What do you think? You learned a little something today, right?
That's awesome. I mean, stuff like this is right up my alley. So, I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we're getting down to the end of the month. So, like I was saying, we do a Skip or Flip Super Show where we invite multiple guests on here and we do it. That's all we do. So, guys, stay tuned for that. Dill Billy said, I just found a Harry Potter Vera Bradley bag on Facebook for $40, but it's been monogrammed. Should I flip it or pass? I would pass it because the chances of somebody with the exact same initials is very slim. It's
Yeah.
very slim. So we buy our childhood. That's why I
Yeah.
have Larry, Curly, and Mo mold. There you go. Blow molds in my house. That's right. So what's something from your childhood that you wish you can go back and
Like buy a collector.
yeah.
Good question. If I had to buy something.
Are you like
I'm
a
not a
video
collector.
game
That's the
guy?
problem. I'm a pretty big video game guy.
Like an Xbox 360? Like what did you grow up with?
DS, Wii, Xbox, yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would say like the classic, like Super Mario 64. Like if I can get a SNES Super Mario 64 copy that was in good shape. I don't collect or anything like that. It's just something that I don't know why collecting is just like it doesn't hit that like spot for me. But if someone gave me like a copy of Super Mario 64, that would be something that I grew up on and would hit that like spot of just like wow, this is cool.
Yeah, man. See, look, that flipping dude saying a Han Solo's blaster.
Mm.
Yeah, I know my light is off, but this whole shelf is like
Yeah, that's awesome.
junk.
Yeah, I can
This is
appreciate a good collection.
yeah, and then it's growing. Everything is like I went to a card show over the weekend and bought more Pokemon slabs and stuff like that, and I bought a really cool vintage T-shirt. And anyway,
You into
so
vintage cheese as well?
I'm not into vintage tees, but I can appreciate vintage tees. And so funny story, and this will be on my vlog later on in the week. So in the Nashville Fairgrounds, they had a every like they do this card show, Pokemon and sports card show, like twice a year. And so I went because I wanted to look for a particular Charizard card that I was looking for and just, interact with people and just get to know people. So I park my truck and then I go into the first building that I see, and it's like a vintage convention of nothing but vintage clothing. And I was like, holy smokes. Like I'm in the wrong building, but this is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And I was wearing this, I got it here because I just threw it on my couch here. I was wearing this wrestling t-shirt. This one right here. So it's
Damn,
got
that's cool.
yeah. So I was wearing that yesterday, and some guy wanted to buy it off of me, like off my back. He was
Really?
like, "Hey man, can I buy your shirt?" And I'm like, "I don't have another shirt to wear, so like if you want to trade for like a shirt that's a 2X or something." So we end up, or we wanted to. He had a Braves starter jacket, which was like a red jacket, and we couldn't work out a deal. But I ended up buying the jacket anyways because I still needed a shirt. And I bought that, and I bought this shirt. Check this out. I have never seen this before. I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Wow.
All over print. Django Fett.
That's not something you see too often.
No. And look at the back. The back hit is crazy too.
Damn, that's awesome.
I know, right? So, needless to say,
Yeah.
like, and everybody kept looking at my shirt and it's like, "Hey, man, nice shirt. Where'd you get the shirt?" But it was, dude, and you'll see it in my on my YouTube channel. It's super awesome.
Yeah, I'll
But
definitely have to catch up on your
yeah,
vlogs.
man, it's we did the one that I released today. We did a costume whatnot stream. So
Hmm.
a bunch of me and a bunch of other resellers, because you can rate each other.
Yeah.
So like one person got dressed up and just down the line like all day, we just like rated other people that like we had listed that were just gonna dress up. So
Damn, that's cool.
yeah, Fireball Flippers just jumped in. Good to see you, Amanda. Glad that you can be here. So all right, so Joey, thank you so much for coming on. We got you. We got those nerves a little out
Yeah,
of
no,
you.
definitely.
You feel a little
Definitely.
more comfortable.
Yeah, 100%.
So Joey, where can people find you? I know I posted your Instagram down below, so you can follow Joey on there. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
find it and post it
no
on there,
worries. More
or
important,
post it in the comments after
I'll post
this.
in the comments. It's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Garage Sale University everywhere. That's where you can find me. I have
All
all
right,
different kind of reselling content. Share eBay tips, garage sale tips, and basically talk anything and everything reselling. So if
there
you're
you
interested
go.
in that, definitely go check it out.
There you go. So Joey, I always like to ask each and every one of my guests. The last question of the show is, what goals do you have for this near future as a reseller and as personal life? Like some things that you want to accomplish within this year. What goals does Joey have, aka
Mm.
Garage Sale University?
That's really good. So I'd say, I mean, as you probably know now, the biggest goal for me now is just getting comfortable in front of the camera. So I've been like recording videos for the past year, and there's been obvious improvements, but I still think I have a long ways to go in like how I can actually tell the stories and convey the message that I want to talk about. So I'd say over the next year, that's the biggest thing for me is just being able to get in front of a camera and convey what I'm actually thinking in my head. Because I feel like that's the hardest thing. Like you actually know what you want to say in your head, but when it comes to time to speaking on the camera, it comes a lot harder. But I guess that's the thing that I want to get better at. And I would say on the personal side, I want to get better at just managing my time. So personally, it's just more of
Mm,
like sometimes as much as I want to be, productive as like be as productive as I can, I still find myself like, consuming a lot of content, consuming a lot of social media. So being able to cut that out and like just trim down the day to what's actually necessary and like what makes me happy, I think would probably be the biggest improvement for me.
that's awesome. Those are great goals for sure, dude. You just got to do those reps, man.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
those reps in. Here's that flipping dude has a great. This is a great suggestion. He
Garage
says you
sale
should
you.
cut down to the garage sell you.
I like that. I really like
Right?
that.
That's got a
That's
garage
really
sell you.
it has some like catchiness to it.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that for sure. Joey, I suggest taking a break from reselling and catching up on your pop culture movies. There we
I
go.
might have
Everybody in
to.
the comments that is watching this on the replay, just put down in the comments what movie Joey needs to watch. Are you like, have you seen all the Disney ones? Like Lion King, Aladdin?
All the basic ones, yeah, for the
Okay.
most part. All the
Okay.
basic Disney stuff.
See, Amanda's saying I can't find his channel just searching the
Yeah,
name.
you can't find it just searching up Garage Sale University, which is pretty crazy. I think it's just because it's too small of a channel. But if you go down into where actually could I find it?
We'll post it. We'll post it in
Yeah,
the comments after
yeah,
this.
yeah.
We'll get you. We'll get you on there. Have you seen
Perfect.
Gladiator?
Yeah, I love Gladiator.
Okay. Okay.
I love
Okay.
Gladiator.
Nice. Nice. Remember the Titans? Have you seen that
Yeah,
one?
yep.
Okay.
There we
Okay.
go. Trying to get on a roll a little bit.
This. Yeah. We. Can, there we go. But Joey, thank you all. Thank you so much for coming on. We're gonna have you in the future. I want to see where you like
Yeah,
a year from
definitely.
now,
That would be so
where
awesome.
Joey
Yeah,
stands.
it's my first
So
podcast.
I
It's
I meant
awesome.
to like ask you this earlier on. What are you a freshman in college? Like where are you?
I'm a junior. Yeah, I'm a junior currently.
You're a junior. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
dude, oh man, so you're fixing
That's
a
so still some time to go.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Joey, thank you so much. Again, guys, you know where to find him. Check out his Instagram in the description, and then we'll put his YouTube channel also in the description once we figure out where it is. So, anything else for the people, Joey?
I guess just thank you so much for watching. I mean, big improvements for me personally today. Taking a big jump, getting on a podcast. So just thank you so much for watching and putting up my stuttering, I guess. But it was awesome speaking to you, and I really hope you guys enjoyed.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for watching the show, listening to the show. Remember to subscribe And come over to the YouTube and subscribe to that as well. And like always, my name is Ray.
My name is Joey.
There you go. And we will catch you guys on the flip side. See y'all and God bless. Peace.
Peace.